All right, hello again. We should have audio this time. And once someone is on the call, if you could just give me a thumbs up that I'm not talking to myself. I don't know why we've been having so much trouble with Facebook Lives here at night, but I don't know if anyone else is having these issues. It's driving me crazy. I've been doing Zooms or YouTubes. So let me know. I see the mic blinking, so we should have something going on here. While I wait for people to log on, I just want to do the introduction. My name is John Garcia. I'm the certified health coach for Uplevel Living, and we're doing our Transformation Tuesday live coaching call. If you're on the call live, today is Tuesday, September the 8th. And as I'm speaking, you can feel free to ask questions. I'll be watching the comments here on the left-hand side, and we'll try to get to them before the end of the broadcast. This one's going to be quick. We're going to talk a little bit about keeping fit at 50 or, as you get older, because it definitely changes. So I see two people are on the call. If you just give me a thumbs up, if you can hear me okay, just say yeah or say hi or something. And let me know if it's good to continue. I'm gonna assume that we are okay because I see the mic flicking okay. But again, if you get on the call live and you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. So today we're gonna talk about the magic pill of weight loss, the magic pill of health, and I teach everybody in my course 80-20, how to stay on the 80% side of the plate, on the 80% side of exercise. Okay, Yvonne, you can hear me good? All right, cool. On the 80% side of wellness, right? But if I'm going to be honest, I think I'm not quite at the 80-20. I think I'm at like 60-40 at tops. And so I always ask, I wonder, like, if I'm eating burgers and I have a couple of beers and I'm not, sticking with this 80-20 exactly, how come? I had a picture the other day from 4 years ago. I weighed exactly the same that I do right now. 4 years, hasn't budged. My numbers are all the same. So what is making it consistent? What is keeping me fit at 50? And without a doubt, it's exercise. So I know that if I coach you, or if you've heard me do my workouts, I always say, if you don't sweat, you didn't work out. So I don't say that to be mean, and it's not true. You could walk and exercise. You could do a lot of things and not sweat and exercise. But sweat really is the magic pill. So today I did a little acronym for sweat so that you could keep it in mind, because if sweating and exercise wasn't your thing when you were younger, it's probably not your thing as you get older. Usually we just have less energy, but you have less energy because you exercise less. It's one of those things that are directly related. So if you didn't like it back then, you're probably not going to like it now. Motivation, comes and goes. So what's going to get you to get going? So I want you to think about these things because, if you're going to be fit, and I don't mean just because of the, physically how you look, but really fit of how you feel, fit of your health and your wellness, you're going to have to exercise, guys. I'm sorry to tell you, start liking it now. Okay, start liking, because here's the truth. I was not a workout dude. I loved sports. If you called me up to play basketball or football or baseball or soccer or squash or or whatever it was, I'm in. But that became, hi Paula, hi Zoila. That became less and less as I got older, and most people's the same thing. So I wasn't this workout guy. I wasn't like, I've never been a gym guy or a gym rat. Again, sports anytime, any day, but not the workout. So how did I kind of change that? Because now, I get home right after work, I change and I work out. Unless something is really, really going on that I can't do that, I really make that a priority, and it's become a habit for me. So, there's some things I want you to understand, that when you exercise and you don't sweat, there's still benefits. But when you're sweating, here are some of the things that you're doing. Because obviously, number one is weight loss. When you're sweating, your body's just burning calories because it's trying to keep you cool, basically. When you're sweating, your temperature's going up. The reason you sweat is because your body's regulating the temperature. So that work that it's doing to regulate temperature, it's like cooking something. So it's got to cool it down, and that's what's burning the calories. That's what's actually burning the calories, is the body trying to keep you cool. So obviously for weight loss, sweat is huge. Like, if you're doing really good diet, you're going to lose X amount of weight. But if you're doing diet and exercise, you could probably 10x the amount of weight. Instead of, losing 2 to 10 pounds, you could lose 20 or more, just doing the same diet but adding the exercise to it. So obviously weight loss is number one. If you want to lose the weight, you got to move the butt. But as you're sweating, one of the great benefits is, as you're sweating, your body's actually detoxing. What's coming out is kind of like actually like a low grade, it's getting rid of toxins. It's getting rid of alcohol. It's getting rid of even excess cholesterol is been found in sweat. So if you have high cholesterol, that's why, one of the reasons why exercise is good to lowering your cholesterol. You're actually, releasing it. But even environmental toxins, mercury, lead, arsenic, there's so much stuff in what we drink and what, the air. So when you sweat, you're getting rid of all of those toxins. If you have a drink or two, I do, and I'm not, I definitely, don't shame anybody for drinking, but obviously it's in moderation, and obviously it's also depending on your other, things. If you have high blood sugar, and if you have, it's other things you have to watch. But when you're sweating, you're detoxing, and you're sweating out the alcohol, and also excess salt. So a lot of times when you're bloated and you feel like you're retention and things like that, sweat is one of the best things to regulate that. Heart health. I'm just looking at some of my notes here, but your heart is a muscle. Your heart is a muscle. Your veins are pumping blood. If you're not flushing all that out, if you're not getting that to kind of circulate, right? Circulation. If you're not getting it to circulate and it's stagnant, you're going to have a lot more chances of buildup of plaque. You're just, there's a lot of other factors involved as well, but that's one of the big factors. When you're sedentary, things tend to sit in place, right? That's what it means. So, the heart health part of it, the benefits part of it is huge. Actually, I just printed something a minute ago. Just getting the minimum recommended amount of exercise, which is 7.5 hours per week. 7.5 hours per week. That's like an hour a day, guys. So, listen, don't throw your hands up. Don't walk away just yet. I know you're at 15 to 20 minutes 3 days a week, all right? That's a good start, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But when you get to that point, your mortality risk is lowered by 20%. I mean, direct link to mortality. So, yeah, that's a lot of exercise for the average person, but it's not really. It's an hour a day. An hour a day, and maybe one day, a little bit more. So I normally do about 45 minutes a day, and I'm happy with it. It also depends, obviously, on where you're at and your goals. So 45 minutes works for me, but sometimes I do go a little bit more, and sometimes a little bit less. But, mortality rate, straight up, no death on my watch. Muscle recovery. Here's another awesome thing. So the muscles, after... Hold on, I want to get this right. Okay, so it doesn't just build bigger blood vessels, it also builds bigger muscle. The benefits help in a number of ways, minimizing diabetes. The reason is muscle is the largest consumer, this is what I wanted to read, of glucose that floods into the bloodstream after a meal. So more muscle means quicker removal of glucose. So the sugar actually goes in, the glucose goes into the muscle. So that means less insulin. That means if you're insulin resistant or have anything with diabetes, and you want to lower blood sugar, then build some muscles. So another awesome, really good thing about exercise, we'll talk about muscle more in a minute, and immunity. It's going to help your immune system. It's going to make it much stronger, less colds, less sicknesses. Obviously, in the world we're living in now, you want to have the strongest immune system possible. Your skin tends to get better. When you do sweat, you're detoxing. You just got to kind of clean your face, shortly after. You don't want to leave it like that. And another good thing for sweating is It's a mood enhancer. It actually helps your brain deliver dopamine. You know, they call it a runner's high or just an exercise high. You just pumped up with endorphins and dopamine, so you feel good. You feel kind of like this feel good response to exercise. So I mean, just right there, there's what, six, seven, seven tremendous benefits um, of sweating. So I wanted to kind of use the word sweat, SWEAT, also as an acronym. So sweat, as we just said, just as itself has all those great benefits. So, now I want you to think of, if you're not exercising that much, and I'm telling you to get sweaty, and you got to get sweaty. This is an acronym that you may think about, or may help you to kind of stay focused on what you need to do. So the S for sweat, really, it starts slowly. I can't tell you how many people join an exercise program and they just go nonstop, and then they're so sore the next day. They're literally in pain. Like, I know the pain, and you're in so much pain, and you never want to work out again, right? And the other thing is, a trainer that's a lot younger than you, or just not a peer, they don't understand, and they just treat you the same as everyone else, and that's not a good thing. I mean, first of all, you could hurt yourself. But the whole point is, if you're not exercising, start slowly. I mean, as slowly as 5 minutes a day. If in my program is just starting off by walking, and then we add, after 2 weeks of walking, 5 minutes of aerobic exercise, and then 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes. By the time a month and a half passes, you're doing 20 minutes of exercise a day. And that's how you build a habit. But you have to start small. You have to take small steps. You have to build on your gains. That makes you positive. You set small goals, and you reach. Your goal should just be to do that exercise every single day, even if it's 5 minutes. There's millions of books out there about building habits. If you don't believe me, check out the books that are out there. They're all going to tell you the same thing. It's really the consistency. But if you try to, you get all motivated, and you watch a video, and you see somebody else do this stuff, and you go and you do it. First of all, if you do it all and you never did it before, you're going to be super sore, and you're going to be in pain, and it's not the way to do it. But also, you could set yourself up for failure, because you think you could do it, and then you don't, and then that whole thing, your self-talk, and you're like, I suck, I can't do this. So don't do that to yourself. Start small. S in sweat, start small. Start slowly. The W in sweat, SW, is for weights. I came around to weights way late in my life. I was never a weight guy. I did a little bit of weights in high school. My whole thing was just exercise, running, and sports, right? But what I didn't realize is, all that running, when I was trying to get back in shape, first of all, I lost a lot of muscle. And you don't want to lose muscle. Muscle, like I said, all of the glucose in your body, not all the glucose, but after the meal, that glucose, if the muscle is there, it has a place to go. And also, muscle burns more calories than fat. So if you have more muscle, you burn more calories at rest. Not a ton more, like some studies have said or thought, but still, you're burning more calories. So when you do a nice muscle workout, and you're sore the next day, you're not dead, you're sore. That means you broke down the muscle fiber, and the muscle has to build back up. The muscle wants to build back up because it doesn't want to be sore again. That's why it builds back up. So when you're doing that, and your muscle is sore, you're actually burning calories. You could burn calories 24 to 36 hours. They call it afterburn, after your workout. With aerobics, you don't get that. With aerobics, shortly after you stop running, that goes down. But the muscle, because it's broken down and it's building back up, that actually is burning calories for you. So weight training, ladies, I'm talking to you. It's not a guy thing. It's the best thing you could do for fat loss. It's the best thing you could do for energy. Grab yourself some dumbbells. Do the amount that you can. Start with 5 pounds, go to 10 pounds. I see women with 30-pound dumbbells, and if that's not what you want to be, that's fine. But you need to weight train with your aerobics. Don't just do aerobics. And you're going to see so much better results. If you already exercise a lot and you do most of your aerobics, you're probably going to feel like you plateaued already. You need to add weight training. And I'm not a trainer. I have some videos on YouTube, but on YouTube, there's tons of great, not only weight training, but what we call HIIT, high intensity interval training. So it has it has just, again, like it says, high intensity, and you do 40 seconds of an exercise and you wait and you rest for 20 seconds and then you do another one for 40 seconds. That just kind of up and down is going to burn a lot of fat, and it's going to build a lot of muscle. So that's the W. So S is start slowly, W is weight train and hit exercises. The E, SWE, I'm trying to spell this right, is eat protein. Eat protein. Protein is basically the building block of the body. And because it isn't stored, the body doesn't store protein, it needs to be replenished on a regular basis. So, protein is the building block. It's what you need to build some muscle. So if you're doing some, weight training exercises, you definitely want to add protein. Protein is found in any meat, fish, in eggs as well. And then there's like some proteins, but they're called incomplete proteins in vegetables and fruits. But they give you protein as well, which is why when you're a strict vegetarian, it's a little bit harder to get the protein. I mean, there's proteins in nuts, in almonds, in broccoli, in a lot of different, veggies. And so you can get it, but it's a little bit harder when you don't eat meat. You eat chicken and eggs, and you pretty much get your protein for the day. So we got S, start slowly, W, weights, E, eat protein. A is for abs. A is for abs. The core or abs is a part of the body that as you get older, really tends to get weaker faster. Because think about it, during the day, you use your arms, you use your legs, you use your shoulders, you're moving your limbs, but you're not really engaging your core, especially if you sit at a desk job all day long. So engaging your core is super vital. At the end of my exercises, I do 3 ab exercises, every time I work out. So I do whatever weight training or whatever hit training, but at the end, the last 3 exercises are always abs. And I've been trying to actually increase that. Poor core strength can lead to a domino effect of other physical aches and pains due to poor body mechanics and poor alignment. Sore backs, hips, knees, necks can be traced to poor core strength training. So, exercise can make you feel sore in those areas, but that's different. Being sore is your body again and the muscles building back up. But if you have kind of chronic knee pain and chronic back pain and chronic neck pain, you could just be weak in your core. You could just be weak in your core, and so your body is kind of doing, cheating, if you will, to compensate for that because your core is weak. So definitely want to add abs to every workout. And you could do sit-ups every morning. Just do for 10 minutes. It doesn't take a lot. And you also, exercise, let's say it's an hour a day. You don't have to do it all in 1 hour. You could do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. I've found that you really have to find the time and the place that works for you. I've tried in the morning, I don't know how many times, and it doesn't work for me. I have to work out at 5 o'clock or after work. That works for me. I come home, I change, I do it, and then dinner, and then shower, and then everything else. But that's the time that I'm focused. I still feel probably a little bit of energy from my late afternoon, espresso coffee. So you have your pick-me-up. I still drink some protein with it. But you could break it up if an hour doesn't work for you all at one time. But more than anything, it's, keep that time consistent. All right, so we have start slowly, weights for W. E is eat protein. A is abs. And T, the most important thing, you could probably guess what I'm going to say, but it's actually track it. You can't improve what you don't measure, kind of thing, right? So you also can't build a habit without the consistency. So if on the 80-20 tracker, movement is on there. So I'm talking about my health coaching approach called 80-20. If you haven't heard about it, you could look it up on our website. You could always email me, John at Up Level Living, for more information. But basically, there's a movement column for every single day. When you're tracking it, you should be getting at least 5 days a week of exercise. And at least out of those 5 days, 3 days should be intense. 3 days should be sweating. All right? And if you're doing that, guys, obviously all these other benefits that we spoke about are happening, but most importantly is you're building that exercise muscle, which means you're building the exercise habit. Because once it's a habit, really, it's been a habit for me now for years. And I never thought I'd be that guy. I never thought I'd be the guy that comes home. I actually want to go to the gym. I've been wanting to go to the gym for a while. When I started going to the gym, I saw amazing things start happening right away because my body's kind of like ready for it. But with this COVID stuff, I'm still kind of debating. So, but once it's a habit, like any other habit, it's so funny because even on the days, like I say Friday, I'm not going to work out. I still work out. So a lot of times on Friday. Saturday, I'm supposed to just do like a hit. Then all of a sudden, I'll do a full workout. Sundays, I leave it and then I'll go jogging. It's like you just kind of get, not addicted to it, but you kind of look forward to it. Your body is ready for it. And you're going to feel so much more. I didn't talk about it, but more energy, more focus. We talked about mood going up, but I think also your focus improves and your energy improves, definitely. So there you go. That's how you stay fit at 50, at 40, at 30, at 20, at any age. You really need to incorporate exercise. There's all of these wonderful reasons. The most wonderful reason of all is it's your life, right? It's the quality of your life. It's not just the length of years, but the quality of those years. There's a sad statistic that says 1 out of 2 people will live their last 10 years of their life in sickness. So let's do, it can happen. God bless, knock on wood. Anything can happen to anybody, but let's do everything we can, to make our health a priority, make ourselves a priority. Diet, exercise, like we say, movement, meals, and mindset. And I say movement first is the magical pill. Sweat is the magic pill. All right, guys, that's all I have. I don't see any questions here, but always you can email me, John at Uplevel Living. I have some custom workouts. We have some hit workouts. I'm working on some new stuff. I want to call it the Ab Camp or an Ab Camp Challenge. So if anybody wants to get their abs to the next level, we're gonna be burning some abs. So I'm looking forward to that. We're looking to record it in a gym with one of my buddies that owns a gym in West Palm. So hope you guys are ready for that, and more good stuff to come. Have an awesome Transformation Tuesday night. God bless you guys, and until next week. Bye bye.